Warning! I love Poison Ivy. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Gotham, Season 3, Episode 16, These Delicate and Dark Obsessions. I'm your host, Dom. With me, we have Nikki and John.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's good.
It's going good.
I love this episode so much.
Oh, this was good.
Yeah.
We're getting deeper into the court. It's about goddamn time.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And not only that, but we are potentially dealing with Ra's al Ghul.
It could be. I don't know.
Because, I mean, at least in the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, the Bruce going out and training in the mind-altering substances and becoming a symbol and all that turned out to be Ra's al Ghul training him.
Yeah.
So it seems like that's the direction they're going.
Well, he's definitely going to be trained, and it seems like the court wants him to be Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is weird, because he's going to mess him up one day. They just don't know it yet.
Right.
I think initially their idea is, if we screw him up enough, we can mold him like we've done, not Bruce. We can get him to work for us and do our dirty deeds. That's not how it's going to work.
It makes me think, like, is not Bruce actually supposed to be bad? Or is he just supposed to be there so, like, real Bruce can get trained and no one suspects anything and they're just actually doing something good? I don't know. I had that thought.
Yeah, no, that's completely plausible. Because, like, the episode started out with the court, right? And they're like, Gotham has fallen ill. It's fallen to crime and all these other plagues, and we built a weapon, and we need a unanimous vote to proceed. And
Okay, when they're like, oh no, Gotham has fallen to crime, then stop working with the crime lords, you dummies. You expect that, the city's going to be all pristine and shiny and good when you're working with the crime lords?
Yeah.
It's your own goddamn fault.
No, I totally expect everything to go just fine.
Yeah, but it's organized crime.
No, makes no difference.
It's not complete and total anarchy.
No, well, I mean,
It is
you have
better
the
than
Riddler.
that.
It is better than that, yeah.
Yeah. No, but, like, you see they all vote with the feather and all that, and she's just like, judgment has been passed, and I'm like, okay, they're putting the plan to motion. This is not going to be good. And then we have Bruce up in wherever the hell he is, up in the
Himalayans?
Yeah, I don't know, the Himalayas. And he finds out from the old man that's there that has not been named, that I'm going to assume at this point is Ra's al Ghul. But it's just my assumption. So if I call him Ra's and it turns out not to be him, sorry, but I'm going to continue to call him that until...
For now.
Yeah. Until we find out otherwise. So Bruce finds out that Clone is basically replaced him. And so no one's going to come looking for Bruce. Mm-hmm. So Bruce tries to escape. He's running around, finds out the place is basically like some mindfuck maze that you go through one door and you end up in the hallway on the other side of the room, and it's like
it's a Scooby-Doo hallway.
I was gonna say Scooby-Doo hall. What's that painting? The famous painting. I can't think of the name of it right now.
With like
the stairs,
the different tiers and the stairs, and
yeah.
It's like all like I totally get what you're saying there.
Is that a Dolly? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it.
The stairs like loop around and like
it's
touch
like
each other.
Non-Euclidean architecture.
Yeah. That seems like that's what this is made from, and Bruce is just running around in circles and
yeah.
And they got drugs needles.
Yeah, the acupuncture needles. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, right in the head. Sends him back to Gotham, just like Bruce wanted. Except it's not exactly like Bruce wanted. It's Gotham in his mind. And he gets to re-witness his parents' murder over and over and over again, as many times as he gets stuck with the needle.
And that's why I think that the court just thinks that they're gonna mess with his mind so much that he's gonna bend to their will just by breaking him like that. But we already know that Bruce is much stronger than what they perceive.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was interesting. It seemed like they got all the actors back to refilm that scene from a few different angles and stuff like that. It could have just been alternate takes of when they first filmed it. Because yes, Bruce was younger, but that was the direct scene. Every time that we saw young Bruce was the exact scene that we've already seen from the pilot.
Yeah.
But the other shots and stuff that we saw were either reshot, I'm pretty sure that was the case, or they were special effect added in with the, old footage, one of the two.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it could
alternate
have been,
takes and angles and stuff.
they could just get a stand-in and just play the back of Bruce's head.
Yeah, for sure. But Brian's saying in chat, I wish they got a different actor to play Ra's al Ghul. He's a little too old, and I'm just not a fan of the actor playing him.
Might not be him, though.
Yeah, it's
No.
possible that it's not him, so we'll have to see. But I also wouldn't be against it, because as you saw when he's in the dream sequence with Bruce, and Bruce tries to beat the crap out of him, right?
Didn't work.
It didn't work too well for Bruce. Like, the guy was on point, dodging everything, not even breaking a sweat, like barely making one movement at a time, and was destroying Bruce. Like, completely destroying him. And then Bruce wakes up, and the injuries he sustained in the dream carried over to the real world, so it's kind of like the Matrix.
Yeah, you're right.
So they tell Bruce, he has to be the protector of Gotham. They want to train him to become a symbol and make Gotham reborn. And I'm like, okay, now we're actually getting into Batman stuff. Like, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
That's why I like this episode so much.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with that. Then we dealt with Gordon and his uncle and the Court of Owls, like that whole story. So the court was really deep rooted in this episode, and Gordon's going over the police files for his his father's murder, or was it his uncle?
No, his father.
His father.
Yeah, and found out the drunk driver, Michael Naes killed his father. But apparently, according to the toxicology reports and medical reports and stuff, he had chronic liver inflammation. There's a more technical term for that I could not begin to pronounce if my life depended on it. So we'll just stick with chronic liver inflammation, which meant that if he had even a drop of alcohol, he would be dead before he got behind the wheel.
Yeah.
So in other words, the reports were falsified.
Not very well.
No, not very well at all. And then we find out the lawyer is paid for by none other than Mr. Carmine Falcone. So
Yeah.
that's when Jim goes to confront Carmine, and I'm like, this is not going to go well for you, Jim. You just murdered his son. Like, you do not go see this man right now.
It's the one thing he told you not to do.
Yep.
Yeah. But Carmine's like, you have some nerve. He's like, look, you killed my father, and I killed your son. We're even. You give me answers, whatever. Finds out that Carmine didn't actually kill his son. That he didn't order the hit at all. He just kind of cleaned up after it. The Court of Owls actually ordered the hit, and Frank Gordon, his uncle, is actually the one that drove the car and killed his father. So Jim, being none too pleased, goes to see him.
Good old Uncle Frank.
Yeah, or as Nikki calls him,
Harry.
Harry, right.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank, he confesses everything. And he's like, but we don't realize is your father tried to expose the court, put them in, a awful situation, but Jim didn't want to hear it. Like, he cuts him off, he throws cuffs on him, only for Uncle Frank to beat the shit out of him. And I was like, wow.
Laid a whooping.
Yeah.
Well, after the head, but I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, you don't mess with Uncle Frank.
No.
Nope.
No. So, later on, they decide to meet up and talk. And Frank kind of fills him in on the weapon that is heading for Gotham. And that's when they meet at Gordon's father's grave. Right?
Yeah.
And then Gordon kind of sees Lee off the side, and I'm like, Gordon, oh my god, like, you're doing the stupidest things this episode. Like, you've done some pretty stupid things in the past, but this takes the cake. She's sitting there mourning her dead fiancé, paying respects at his grave, and you just, being the one that killed him, just strolled in and was like, hey, how's it going?
How are you? Jim Gordon, I grunt a lot. It's like
really?
Yeah?
Really?
Then let this one go, Jim, huh? He is the literal salt in the wound to everyone he knows.
Yeah. Yep. So, Gordon, not really knowing what to do about his uncle, he goes and talks to Harvey. And Harvey is like, look, at least it confirms the existence of the court. Like, we got some information there. We need to get more information. We got to find somebody who can fly under the radar. Any ideas? And then he's just looking at Jim, and he's like, no.
Second best idea of the episode.
No. And I'm like, oh, God, here we go. Here we go. None other than Barbara Gordon. Barbara.
She's not Barbara Gordon.
It's Barbara Keene.
Whatever.
Yes, she's Keene.
Whatever. Close enough. She's going to be Barbara Gordon.
And we got to see her, as head of the underworld for a little bit. We did. That was kind of throwing her weight around.
Yeah, she goes to investigate Doc C, interrogating one of the dock workers. Dock worker is just like, look, even Falcone knew better than to ask questions about the court.
Yeah. And
the guy from the court with the sword, I don't remember his name, if it was ever given.
Well, I think he's just a Talon.
Mm-hmm.
Talon? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's just a warrior for the court.
Yeah. So he shows up with his sword, all badass, and pretty much takes out everybody dodging bullets from automatic weapons, like the true badass that he is.
Mm-hmm.
And Barbara flees with
I'll never remember her name.
Why did I just blank on her name? Tabitha.
There you go.
Yeah. And so when she reports back to Jim, she's just like, I saw a stamp on one of the crates from the dock. It was stamped with Indian Hill. I'm like, ooh, they're actually tying Indian Hill back into this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I thought Indian Hill was long forgotten at this point, but nope.
No, they probably just relocated it, right?
I think so.
I mean, because last time we saw Fish took Hugo and trotted off. So,
yep.
God knows where they ended up.
So then Jim goes to see Uncle Frank again, and Uncle Frank convinces Jim that he needs to join the court, or tries to convince him anyway, that he needs to join the court Catherine's gonna answer this phone, and she's gonna expect me to answer and say that I killed you. So what you have to do, Jim, is answer the phone and basically join the Court of Owls. So Gordon's like, no, like what are you talking? And Uncle Frank just kills himself. And
see, Jim, see what you do to people.
Yeah, I was like, this is gonna go bad. So he goes back to the graveyard, and he's sitting at the stone. He gets a phone call from Catherine, and she said she's gonna arrange a meeting. And sure enough, right there, just maybe 50 feet away, limousine waiting for Jim.
Yep.
So
there's your meeting.
I think Jim should join the Court of Owls. Like, this is one stupid idea that I think is actually needed. We need an inside man.
Pan out.
Yeah, we need an inside man.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be perfect.
I just want to know who plans on going toe to toe with sword wielding Talon guy, because I don't think Jim can do it. Yeah, Alfred, right?
Bruce.
I'm like basically Batman. We have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, not Batman, Bruce.
Well,
he can't
whatever.
be Batman yet.
No,
can't.
But he would need to be to win.
I mean, they're setting up Batman so damn early, like in Bruce's life at this point. Like, are we gonna get
16?
Are we gonna get Batman like next season?
They might do time jump. Who knows?
Because
the actor is growing up really, really fast.
That's why I think they did this, because he's. I mean, I guess I can look up his age, but the difference between like 16 and 18 is measurable. I mean, it was so weird just seeing him as a little boy again in the alleyway scenes. I was like, oh my god, he's gotten big.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with child actor on Once Upon a Time. He was such a little cutie, and now he looks like he's near 18, 20, like he's going to be going to college soon kind of deal in real life. So yeah, I think their best bet right now would be some sort of time jump, because he's starting to fill out and get really, really tall.
Yeah.
So it looks like he actually is 16 in real life. So yeah, maybe they are jumping the gun. Who knows?
But it's still gonna be weird to me to see like a teenager Batman.
Yeah, no, it's
because that's not something that they've done, to my knowledge.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I feel like if anything, he's just not gonna be like actual Batman yet for a little while. Because there was a period of, I mean, there was like in some of those tellings of Batman, there was a period of time where Bruce was like just running around with, like a hood up or whatever, and was just like stopping muggings and stuff like that. So he could just be doing that for a while.
Yeah, but they really started stressing symbol and all that. So I don't know.
Yeah,
but for me, the highlight, and that's why I saved it to the end, the highlight of this episode was Poison Ivy and the Penguin. I absolutely, absolutely just loved.
To blow my nose.
They were great.
Yeah. So, Penguin, like, the whole Penguin Poison Ivy dynamic is great, because Penguin he's a freak, right? When it comes down to it. But Penguin sees himself as normal.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he runs into Poison Ivy, and he calls her a freak, and she's all hurt about it, it's when, like, he's dealing with the same thing here. Like, right. Poison Ivy's living in the abandoned state. She's like, oh, the plants are my friends. She's really, really far gone. She's out there now.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I think she actually hears from the plants.
Probably, to be honest. Probably. And Penguin's like, look, I gotta get out of here. I can't sit around drinking pinecone juice with the crazy plant lady. And, like, he's like, you gotta get in touch with Gabe. And she's like, who the hell is Gabe? And she's just like, do it. Or he goes, just do it. So Gabe comes down. He visits Penguin. So when Penguin finds out that Barbara's running things, and Penguin's making all these arrangements, get in touch with people, let them know I'm back. He goes, yeah, I'll do just that. He goes and makes some calls. Meanwhile, Poison Ivy's sitting there like, you can't trust him. I don't trust him. Don't trust him. He's like, he's loyal. He's my, like, one of my best guys. Like, there's nothing to worry about. And then Gabe comes around and is like, did she tell you not to trust me? He's like, yeah. And then he just smacks him right in the head with a frying pan.
Yep.
I was like, oh, I wish I saw that coming, but I didn't.
The summary of Penguin's life is, I have friends. You don't actually have friends, dude. He doesn't know what friends are, apparently.
Yeah.
He also doesn't know what love is.
No.
Either.
Mm-mm.
So he's not a people person. He's really not.
Nope.
Ivy seems to like him for some reason.
She likes a lot of things, though. I mean, like, she's nice to basically everybody because she's kind of naive. So, like, she's still kind of a kid.
She's still a kid.
Yeah,
there was no time for her brain to mature. Her body matured, and her brain is still a 14-year-old.
Instead of imaginary friends, she's got plant friends. You know,
right?
It's no different.
Well, and then she's always like, I don't know why guys are so nice to me. It's like, I don't know.
No idea.
Couldn't tell you.
Well, I mean, she does play off of that. She does know how to make perfume to manipulate their, and yeah, like truth serum.
Yeah.
What?
That's how she ends up getting free, and Penguin gets the upper hand again. He's like, have Gabe plead his loyalty to me. So she's like, what are you talking about? Have him smell the perfume. And she's like, oh, okay. So, when he goes to swear in, he's just like, no, look, I can't. Like, I'm not loyal. I only follow Penguin out of fear. No one respected him. He's just the tiny freak who used to hold the umbrella. That's what all anybody's ever seen him as. So Penguin gets really mad and picks up like a garden cultivator and just beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's good. Good for you, Penguin.
Sounds about right.
And
I mean, he did I guess the court assaulted and got rid of some of the scum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But Ivy actually wants to join up with him and help build an army of freaks. So basically, the people running around from Indian Hill that are loose on the city, whatever's left. So
okay.
I'm excited to see where that's going to go. Because next week, the episode is called The Primal Riddle, and we get Mr. Freeze and Firefly back. So,
ooh. Yeah. I like Firefly.
And I really, really hope that it's Ivy that brings them back. Like, finding out that she knows them, and that would be fantastic, you know?
Yeah. No, that'd be really cool.
So, some of Gotham's most unhinged villains band together while the Riddler continues his conquest of the city. Gordon is on a search for answers, and all roads leading him back to the Court of Owls. Meanwhile, as Alfred begins to notice a change in Bruce, Bruce, too, confides in Selina. So they're calling him Bruce 2 officially, and we'll call him not Bruce.
What the hell is he confiding in her? I'm not really Bruce. But you need to pretend that I'm Bruce.
Maybe he actually is starting to have feelings and he feels guilty for what he's done.
Or he's going to tell her, like, look, we need to keep this lie up, so help me with this Alfred thing. Because he's going to figure it out sooner or later. Like, it's for Bruce's own good.
But
I don't know.
Why would she help him?
She won't.
No.
Well, she'll probably will, but begrudgingly at first. You know how she is.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's assuming that not Bruce, or Bruce 2 as he's supposed to be called, I guess, is not doing something, is not acting out of malice. I guess we still don't really know.
She
Right.
did kiss him first.
That's true.
True.
That is true.
Look, his voice is slightly deeper. How could you
Yeah.
not find that more attractive? That'd be like me just walking around and be like, no, I'm John's clone. John too.
You should do that. It would make for an interesting afternoon.
Oof.
No one got sick of it and punched me. Sure.
Brian saying that the actor that plays the supposed Raja Ghul is listed on IMDb as the Shaman. So, who knows?
Okay.
Still might not be him. Well, I mean, I'm sure we're gonna find out by this end of the season.
Oh yeah.
Because there's still one actor that's been hired. I think we talked about it last time that isn't accounted for. I have a feeling that guy's gonna be Raj.
Yeah, it's possible.
So we'll see.
And Brian says, was anybody else expecting the killer's mask to come off when they showed the murder again? We went through this story, was it the beginning of this season? Where, the club and all that, and Bruce went and tracked down the guy who supposedly did the murder.
Mm-hmm.
But that guy is not the guy from the flashback, and further reinforcing by showing us the flashback again, is to me proving that they haven't given up on that guy. Whoever that guy is under that mask was definitely, because the guy that they showed was a really tall, skinny guy, and that was a short, burly guy.
Yeah.
You know? So, two different people. So we still don't know who the killer is at this point. But I don't know. I wonder if that's going to end up getting revealed to Bruce while he's on his vacation.
I don't know.
So.
His mountainside vacation. So, yeah, you guys got anything else?
I just want to see more Ivy.
Yeah.
She's been my favorite DC villain ever since I really started looking into it. So.
I mean, at this point, luckily, I think we will, because if her and Penguin are going to be paired up for a while. I mean,
yeah.
I'm glad that she's around again.
Yeah. Yep. All right. That's it. Nikki, where can the people find you?
On Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyYVENOM24.
John, where can the people find you?
You can find me tweeting images of strange NPC gyrations at No More on Twitter.
From the Gotham game that you finally get a chance to play?
You mean the Batman game?
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. No, it's not.
It takes place in Gotham, right?
Yeah.
Or does it take place in Arkham City?
Listen, I don't know.
Dun dun dun. You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM. And you can find us all and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, Space, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV Podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies. Until next time, see you guys later. Nikki, I always see you wave after the
It's
thing
because you
changes.
cut so fast.
Well, wave faster. John gets it in.
Do I?
Oh boy.